Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be working on my 1997 Honda Civic Hatchback. And if you guys haven't seen the previous video on this car, I'd really recommend checking it out, and I'll make sure to leave a link above. Now, where I left off with this car is I replaced the exhaust manifold to remedy the huge exhaust leak that this car had. Oh my God. They welded on there? Ow! God. Things that happen when you have a cracked exhaust manifold can include exhaust gases hanging underneath the hood and then eventually making its way into the cabin, a loss of power, as well as some other things. So it really transformed the way the car behaves now, and it's so quiet. And I was also able to find out why it had such a bad rattle, and it was because of a broken exhaust bracket. But you can see just from the shaking and the vibration, it just chipped it right off. But on the cliffhanger that I left you guys on, I actually was gonna show you guys the wheels that I just picked up for this car, but it's very unfortunate that I won't be able to put them on right now. I might as well, let the cat out of the bag and show you guys what I got. So what I actually got here is I got a set of Honda Civic HX wheels. Now, these are the 14-inch lightweight wheels that you can find off of the Honda Civic HX. This was a OEM part. I believe they were manufactured by Enki, but I mean, the fact that I could just easily lift this up with no issue at all really makes a huge difference for the driving experience. Now, there's nothing wrong with having Steelies on your car, and I would even say that there's some benefits to running Steelies just due to the fact that they bend instead of cracking. So the pros and cons that come with Steelies is the pros is that they're easy to manufacture, which means they're very cheap, but the drawback is that they're actually very heavy. And weight in the wheel actually makes a tremendous difference when you're working with a car that is so light, because weight is the game with these old Hondas. Anywhere where you can shave a little bit of weight is really going to transform the car. So doing something like this with a lightweight wheel, and I'm sure somebody in the comments will be able to tell me exactly what the weight is for one of these wheels without a tire, but I believe it's around 10 or 11 pounds. But once you add rubber, the thing is you'll start to realize is that tires actually hold a lot of weight. But the real reason why I can't put this on the car today is because these tires are absolutely baked. I mean, these are beyond anything. You can see the wires showing on this one, and it's all kind of the same story with all four tires. But I wanted them because they are so stinking clean. I don't know how well it's gonna pick up on camera, but usually when I see these HX wheels for sale, they've been rattle can sprayed or look like they've been through the Vietnam War. So to find these 90s wheels to be in really good shape is kind of an anomaly these days. So even though they have terrible rubber, I'm okay with that. And what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of tires musical chairs. So on my NB Mazda Miata, I am slowly going to transition these tires over to those wheels. And funny enough, the spoke pattern is almost relatively similar. So you may be asking yourself, what are these wheels? These are actually made for an NA Miata. These are some of the lightest wheels that you can run on an NA. And these are actually CY's wheels. So I was planning on giving these back to him. But the thing is, these tires are still in great shape. Now, these are the Falcon Azenis. And I use these in autocross. I can't recommend these tires enough to people because it's at a good price point where you don't have to pony up and spend all the money on some R888s. And they work with a 14-inch wheel. And that is the hugest plus out of all that, because the tire selection in 14s, unfortunately, feels like it's slowly diminishing. What I'll plan to do is I will take this to a tire shop. We'll do a little bit of musical chairs with the tires, and I'll put the Azenis on the Honda, and we'll slap these guys on, and then hopefully we'll take it autocrossing. Because I would love to see what a stock Honda can do with some good rubber. But we can at least line them up for now just to show you guys what they look like, give you a general idea. It doesn't look that much different from what it is right now, but I think it will make a very nice addition, because what I'm going for with this car is just a little bit of a OEM plus, if you know what I mean. So something like this is going to be very subtle, and it's still going to keep the car looking pretty mundane. There will be a little bit of a performance gain there. So I'm very excited to put these on, but unfortunately for now, I'm not going to have the time to put them on until I get those new tires on. Okay, so since I have the wheels off the car, I thought I would compare and show you guys the difference between the all-season tires and then the autocross tires. And then these are a set of Kumo Essence. So this is gonna be just like your conventional all-season tire. And really what it comes down to is just the tread pattern itself, and where passages of rocks and water and debris will make their way in and out of this one. So usually with the all-season tire, you have like these little detail and indentations so that it will push away water, for example, quicker, if that's what it's designed for. Whereas with an autocross tire like the Falcon Azenis, these have like these deep grooves, and usually the compound overall is going to be a lot harder, whereas an all-season tire is going to be a lot softer. So usually for daily driver usage, you want to go with something like this that's going to be a softer compound. But when you go through heat cycles on a track, this is actually going to be much more preferable. And it's probably one of the best things you can do for your car in terms of just like any upgrade or modification. We're going to see if we can put 8 wheels and tires in here. There's one. These feel heavier than I thought they were. Okay, these feel crazy light. Maybe it's the Azeni tires? Oh, will the hatch close? Oh my God, that's amazing. Honestly, I was a little skeptical about putting 8 wheels and tires into this thing, but they fit so great. I'm even thinking I could fit another 1 or 2 if I really wanted to. This is seriously amazing. Because if you go to something like the Miata, for example, if I want to put 4 wheels and tires in this thing, I'm gonna have to put the top down, and I'm gonna be that crazy person that has 3 tires stacked sky high in the passenger seat, and then maybe if you get lucky, you can deflate one of the tires and stuff it in the trunk, which I just think is insane. Oh, don't worry, the mess here. There's a... There's always something going on. I'm gonna head over, we'll do the old switcheroo with the tires, and we'll get these situated on the car. Okay, I just came back from the tire shop, and they were being like extra nice to me for whatever reason. So shout out to them. They actually even put tire shine on the wheels, would you believe? Oh my God, I can't even wait. I'm gonna put the camera down and slap these bad boys on. But I will say that these Azenis are actually pretty heavy. I didn't realize when you pump them up with air and you put them on that it would make a huge difference to the weight. So I'm sure it's gonna look amazing though. And this is going from a 185 to a 195 tire. This is probably the maximum that I would recommend putting on a 5.5 inch wide wheel because it's as thick as you would want it to be. Well, thank God somebody didn't over torque these. Okay, I'm covered in dirt. I'm tired. It's been a long day, but man, I am so excited to show you guys the car. Are you guys ready? Sheesh! Oh my God. It's so crazy what wheels and tires can do to an old Honda. I mean, this looks absolutely beyond my expectations. I am so happy with the way this is coming so far. Now, these wheels and tires, the HX wheels, like I mentioned before, very lightweight, and they cleared the brakes on these old Hondas. I don't know if they will clear something like a EX or an SI because I know they have slightly larger brakes, but in this configuration, it really suits the car. Even with a 14-inch wheel, you have to remember that this is a pretty tiny car. And the Falcon Azenis, man, I have nothing but nice things to say about these when I've used these on the autocross circuits when I take my Miata out. So I'm very excited to try this car out to see what it's gonna behave like in 100% stock form. But overall, the car is progressing in a very positive way. I haven't had a chance to really drive it too much. So maybe if you guys wanna see this on some back roads, you guys can let me know down in the comments and I'd be more than happy to arrange something like that. I also have that passenger headlight. I would love to replace that to make it just look absolutely mint. But right now in the place that it's at, I feel incredibly grateful and super duper happy with how this is coming along. The 185 to 195 size tire really makes a tremendous difference too, because these are just slightly wider. I don't know how well it's gonna pick up on camera, but they are meaty for sure. And I know this is not everybody's taste, but I'm more of a functional kind of guy. And like I said, I wanted to make this OEM plus. So this really checks off all the boxes for me. And you know, something that I did a long time ago when I was like a teenager back in the day and I had one of these Hondas, what I would do is I would actually tape this off with painter's tape. And then you get a little paintbrush and you get that OG Honda red right here in the H, and it really makes the wheels pop. Maybe I could do that for another video, but that's all really in the details. I even saw some of you guys mentioning that I should try maybe painting all the black bits to be color matched with the rest of the body, so it almost looks like an EX. I actually kind of like the black lining down here, but I think for like the mirrors and the door handles and even this bottom trim down here, if you were to paint match that silver, it would really add a whole nother dimension to the body. But regardless, thank you so much for checking out today's video, and let me know down in the comments what you think about the build so far and maybe what you would like to see with this car. But I think with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more. Check out the links down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.